Good morning. We're going to go through the homework solutions from Monday's homework, and I'm not going to move on to anything new today. After we've gone through these solutions, what I'd like you to do is to do some further practice with slightly more difficult questions. Actually, they're not more difficult, they're just displayed in a slightly different way. We really want to solidify this idea of getting rid of the fractions and solving equations before we move on to the next thing. Okay, so we'll start for homework, or for practice, I should say. It's all homework now. You had questions 16 to 20. So question 16 had 2x minus 11 over 6 plus 5x minus 1 over 3 equal to 2. And the first thing we want to do is to write down our common denominator, and then we're going to multiply everything by that. So the common denominator, I hope you would all agree, is 6, because 6 divides into 6 and 3 divides into 6 and 1 divides into 6. There's no fraction over here. So I'm going to also put brackets on any of my complicated numerators. So this will get multiplied by 6, this will get multiplied by 6, and this will get multiplied by 6. So what happens then is that 6 divides into 6 once, so that cancels. 3 divides into 6 twice, so we're left with a 2 to multiply up here, and there's no number to divide in over here. So what we have here is 2x minus 11. I don't really have to write down the brackets again. What I really have there is 1 times 2x minus 11 plus 2 bracket 5x minus 1 equals 6 by 2. I'm just going to write down 12 straight away there. So we'll multiply out our brackets. 2x minus 11 plus 10x minus 2 equals 12, like this. And then I'm going to do letters left, numbers right. Well, I might simplify first. As I mentioned yesterday, you don't have to simplify first. You can move first, then simplify, or you can simplify first, then move. So my like terms, 2x plus 10x is 12x, minus 11 minus 2 is minus 13, equal to 12, then 12x is equal to 12 plus 13. Letters left, numbers right, move sides, change signs. So 12x is equal to 25, and final step is to divide across by the number in front. So I'm dividing across by 12. X is equal to 25 divided by 12. And you can leave it like that, or you can change it to a decimal. Okay, we move straight on to question 17. So question 17 was 2x minus 2 all over 3 minus 3x minus 1 all over 5 equal to 0. People sometimes forget that 0 is a number. We tend to think of it as nothing, but it is a number, and everything that we can do to numbers, we can do to 0 as well. Now my common denominator, I hope you'll agree, will be 15, because that's the LCM of 3 and 5. That's where I'm getting these common denominators from. It's the lowest common multiple of all the denominators. So here I'm going to multiply by 15, here I'm going to multiply by 15, and here I'm going to multiply by 15. I have to multiply that 0 as well. It actually makes no difference, but I'm still going to do it because it stops me making a mistake in the future. 3 divides into 15 5 times, 5 divides into 15 3 times. And we write this down. 5 bracket 2x minus 2 minus 3 bracket 3x minus 1 equals 15 times 0, yes, it is 0. Then I multiply out my brackets. 5 by 2x is 10x, 5 by minus 2 is minus 10, minus 3 by 3x is minus 9x, minus by a minus is plus 3. It's really important. I'm going to keep highlighting this. When you multiply by a negative number, that minus sign multiplies both of the terms inside the brackets. And that's equal to 0. Simplify. 10 minus 9 is 1. Minus 10 plus 3 is minus 7, equal to 0. So 1x, or x, is equal to 7. If x minus 7 is 0, x must be 7. I bring my minus 7 over and it becomes plus. Now, question 18. So in question 18, we had a t instead of an x, but it's the same method regardless. So 7t minus 1 minus 2t plus 5 over 6 equals minus 3 over 2. Now you'll notice I'm putting that minus sign on the top straight away because that helps stop me making any mistakes with what's negative and what's positive. My common denominator then will be something that all three of those go into 6. Because 3 goes into 6, 6 goes into 6, and 2 goes into 6. I must multiply this by 6, I must multiply this by 6, and I must multiply this by 6. I always multiply all of the terms. 3 goes into 6 twice, 6 goes into 6 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. And then I write it down. I've got 2 bracket 7t minus 1. Minus 1 bracket 2t plus 5 equals 3 bracket minus 3. And I multiplied my brackets, simplify, letters left, numbers right. 2 by 7t, 14t, minus 2. Remember that minus has to multiply both of them. Minus 2t minus 5 equals minus 9. Simplify, 14 take 2 is 12, 12t. Minus 2 minus 5 is minus 7 equals minus 9. And 12t is equal to minus 9 plus 7. So 12t is equal to minus 2. And then I divide across. Divide by a plus 12. T is minus 2 over 12, which means that t is equal to minus 1 over 6 when you simplify it. If you're not good at simplifying, just use the calculator. The fraction function in the calculator will simplify it for you. Okay. The tricky part there, I think, was this minus that looks like it's floating in the middle, but will actually attach to whatever number is outside the brackets. Next, we had question 19. So in question 19, we had 13x minus 3 all over 8 plus 6 minus 5x all over 4 equals a half. Again, what's my common denominator? The number that all of those denominators will divide into is 8. Because 8 goes into 8, 4 goes into 8, and 2 goes into 8. And when I'm multiplying across by the common denominator, I write it on top because the denominator divides into it. 8 goes into 8 once. 4 goes into 8 twice. And 2 goes into 8 4 times. So when I write this down again, what I have is 1 bracket 13x minus 3 plus 2 bracket 6 minus 5x equals 4 bracket 1. And then I multiply out the brackets. 13x minus 3 plus 12 minus 10x equals 4. So I'm going quite quickly with multiplying out the brackets now. If there's a step that you don't understand, please let me know. Simplify, 13 take 10 is 3x, minus 3 plus 12 is plus 9, equal to 4. Letters left, numbers right, change sides means you change signs. So 3x is equal to minus 5, and x is equal to minus 5 thirds, minus 5 over 3. Just leave the minus on top like that. It's perfectly fine. And finally, question 20. We had 2x plus 1 over 6 minus 2x plus 1 over 10 equals 4 over 5. Now, what's our common denominator? Unfortunately, we have to go as far as 30 before we get a number that all of them divide into. So 6 goes into 30, 10 goes into 30, and 5 goes into 30. You know, you can skip some of the writing down, but please don't do it until you feel really, really confident. I mean, how many years have I been doing this for? I will still write down my common denominator on top. It stops you making a mistake. 6 goes into 35 times, 10 goes into 33 times, 5 goes into 36 times. What I do skip is I usually multiply out here and I'd straight away write down 10x plus 5. But you're learning it for the first time, so write down all the steps. We've got 5 bracket 2x minus 1 minus 3 bracket 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1, I apologise. And this one should have been plus as well. Oh, I wrote down minus. Equals 6 by 4. 5 by 2x is 10x. 10x plus 5 minus 6x. Don't forget that minus multiplies both of them. Minus 3 equals 24. Simplify. 10 take 6 is 4x. 5 take 3 is 2 equal to 24. So 4x is equal to 24 minus 2. 4x is equal to 22. And we divide across by 4. So x is 22 divided by 4, which we'd simplify to 11 over 2. Or you can write it as 6.5 if you prefer. I usually just leave my answer as a fraction like that. Sorry, it went off the screen. So x is 11 over 2 or 6.5. Now, that's everything. If there's a step you don't understand, you need to ask me about it. You don't have to do a public comment if you're worried about everyone seeing it, although I think it's good if people ask questions in front of everyone. And I want you to try your best with the next 5 questions on that page, which I'll put up in Google Classroom as well. Thank you.